Well, hello there, folks. Today, I want to talk to you all about one of the master skills that great trainers, presenters, workshop facilitators have that really makes their delivery significantly different and really makes them as a standout trainer presenter, right? And in a lot of the videos I talk about, I really want to always encourage you to think about the world of engagement and also the world of retention, right? And as you know, the core model that I always talk about is rapport, engagement, retention. Rapport, engagement, and retention. And if you work on these three areas that are talked about in my book, then you're going to continually develop yourself as a trainer presenter. Continually get curious about rapport, engagement, retention, right? How can you get better and better and excel in these three areas, right, of your delivery? But in today's video, I want to talk to you about the area of building suspense. Suspense, right? Now, we need to appreciate that if we are delivering training, one of the ideas is that the brain is a prediction machine. The brain is a prediction machine. So, if you, as a trainer presenter, can get to a place where you are artful in your ability to create suspense, then you're always going to be allowed, you're going to always have people on the edge of their seat wondering what's going to come next, right? But amateurs don't even think about suspense. They just go blah, 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 and they just talk, 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 talk. But they don't really think about when do you want your audience to have the aha moment, right? And when we get very curious about how can I build even more tension before someone actually has the aha moment, then we get very, very strategic. We get very, very artful in our delivery, right? And as I talk about in the book, in the book, I talk about how you can build suspense onto your slides, right? I talk about how you can use suspense on a flip chart. I talk about how you can use suspense in when you show videos, right? There's so many different ways. But suspense is your secret weapon to create engagement. Now, you can, I won't even go into strategies for now, but I just want to encourage you and give you one activity that you can think about or you can practice doing to really raise your, I guess, suspense muscle and suspense skills. Okay. So I'd like you to imagine though, early when you were growing up, maybe you had a grandfather, maybe even grandmother, or maybe even your mum and dad, right? That were really great at telling great stories. And you would sit on their knee or, sleep. You're about to go to bed. And they would say, tell me a bedtime story. Tell me a bedtime story. And they would be so good at drawing out the story. And they would be so good at telling the punchline when you least expected it, or just when they wanted you to know the punchline, if that makes sense, right? So, one activity I love to do with people is I call it the supermarket activity. The supermarket activity. And you may want to grab a pen and write it down, even practice doing this yourself, right? Now, this is something that I just noticed, people on YouTube were extremely good at doing. They would have their little spiel at the very beginning. They would draw it out, draw it out, draw it out, and they would make it quite long. And sometimes it'd be like 2 or 3 videos before they finally got to the point. And it was great, tool, a tactic used by marketers, and they would really stretch out the process. And I'm like, just give me the thing, right? So let's practice your skills to do that, right? So let's imagine. Now, you want to get even better at your ability to drop the knowledge when you want people to have the knowledge, right? So let's play. So I'd like you to imagine that we're doing the supermarket activity. It's something I often practice in workshop environments. And all it is a case of the performer, and they are going to start a story. Like 3 weeks ago, I went to the supermarket and I was looking for something in particular. I was, walking down the fruit and vegetable aisle and I'm like, nah, it's not really fruit and vegetables that I need. I need this thing to go on a cake, right? And, I know the cake I'm making for this particular individual, they are really, really particular about this thing that they love to have on cakes. That's a little bit unusual. But anyway, so I kept walking through the supermarket, and I turned right at the noodle aisle. Now I know this person really loves noodles, but it would be weird to have noodles on a cake, right? So I kept walking, and I turned left at the chocolates. I went a little bit further straight ahead, and then I remembered, oh, I'd walked completely past the thing that they love. So I walked all the way back to the fruit and veg aisle, right? And in that aisle, I saw the blueberries. I knew it wasn't blueberries, but I knew it was a type of berry. And then, like, I was struggling to remember what kind of berry it was. But then, someone, I saw something plastic, and that reminded me of plastic straws. And then I realized, I needed to have, what was it, folks? Yes, it was strawberries on the cake. This person loves strawberries on the cake, right? So essentially, that was simply an example of something that we can practice doing with our content or our ideas, and thinking, how can we stretch out the concept, the idea, in a little longer fashion and create that tension before we reveal the solution, the idea, the thing, right? And a lot of people are not very good at building the tension or building stories, right? When you get good at doing this, your dynamic delivery really goes to the next level, right? So I just want to encourage you, play with the story idea, play with the concept of drawing things out and taking people on a journey with you, whether you practice taking them to the supermarket or any other scenario. That's simply an activity to get people used to becoming even more suspenseful and artful and better at storytelling, right? On that note, folks, thanks for watching the video. This was all about how can you become even more comfortable with building suspense and tension in your training. Thanks for watching, team. Suspense is where it's at. If you want to get people engaged, get them sitting on the edge of their seat by using great suspense. Thanks for watching, team. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.